Since my last attempt at telling you about the children's books that I've already reviewed devolved into a rant about the series of unfortunate events, here's take two. Welcome back to Spill the Ink with the Bookmark Bulletin, your favorite corner of the internet where books don't just sit pretty on shelves, they practically jump off those shelves with stories to spill. I'm Faith, your caffeine-fueled curator of chaotic reads, bizarre plot twists, and the occasional literary meltdown. From forgotten paperbacks to hyped-up hardcovers, I'll be dissecting pages with questionable opinions, wild theories, and an unapologetic love for the smell of old books. So grab your beverage of choice, maybe a highlighter you'll never use, and let's dive into today's bookish mayhem. So, to keep me on track, here's a table of contents. First up, we've got The City of Ember, coming in at 5 stars. Next up, we've got The Dragon and the Stone, also coming in at 5 stars. And finally, we've got The Mysterious Benedict Society, coming in at a whopping 4 stars. First up is The City of Ember, and if The Giver feels like sterile blue and white, The City of Ember is like warm gold and brown and green. The City of Ember deals with a lot of similar themes to The Giver, but in a way suitable for a much younger audience. Still has a dystopian society, still has a government that lies and leads to general mistrust of them, but there's not the unnatural death of the giver, and it just doesn't seem quite so harsh. Even though the beginning was a bit slow, it still got 4 stars because from the middle on, I was riveted. It would be a great choice for anyone who likes to read about kids saving the world, and it is part of a series. However, the first book didn't end on a cliffhanger, so you could totally read it as a standalone if you wanted to. I do want to finish the series at some point, but the first book's all I've read so far, and it was really good. Finally, my favorite quote from the book is, "There's so much darkness in Emberlina. It's not just outside, it's inside us too. Everyone has some darkness inside. It's like a hungry creature. It wants and wants and wants with a terrible power. And the more you give it, the bigger and hungrier it gets." Next up is The Dragon and the Stone from the Dreamkeeper saga. To say I loved this book would be an understatement, and honestly, giving it 5 stars is probably also an understatement. I read this one at the request of someone someone requested a review of it, and I loved it. It's very much Narnia vibes. However, it's instead of fawns and talking animals, it's dragons and dreams. And it almost rolls all of my favorite parts of Lord of the Rings and Narnia all together into one children's series, and it is amazing. Like City of Ember, it's more kids saving the world, and it's a series, but this one you're not going to want to stop after the first book. Haven't had a chance to read the rest of them, but I really want to know what happens. Far more than I did with the City of Ember. Also, in the most adorable turn of events, the people from the dream world call humans wakey folk. And my favorite quote from the book is, "Mankind is a race of creators, young lady. It's in your nature because you bear the mark of the one who created everything." And finally, The Mysterious Benedict Society. Smart kids? Check. No parents to speak of? Check. A world that needs saving? Also check. I was actually disappointed by this book. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid 4-star read, and I highly recommend it to pretty much anybody. But I was under the impression that this was going to be a book about smart kids solving puzzles, and it is for the first few chapters, but then it segues into a smart kids saving the world a la series of unfortunate events without all the dramatic, terrible things. So it's way less ridiculous, but it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Honestly, you should probably read it. You'll most likely enjoy it, but it is not. I repeat, it is not a book about kids just solving puzzles. It's a very profound book. It's a very good read, but it is not what I expected. So I lost some points for that. Now for one last oddly profound quote. The Whisperer's version of happiness is an illusion. It doesn't take away your fears, it only lies to you about them. It makes you temporarily believe you don't have them. And I know it's a lie, but what a powerful one. Full-length reviews for all of these books, complete with detailed content warnings, quotes, little fun facts, for these books and more are available on my website, and I have it linked down in the description. And that's a wrap on this chapter. If your TBR pile isn't teetering yet, am I even doing my job? Hit that like button like a plot twist you never saw coming, subscribe for more literary shenanigans, and remember, T is for scandals, ink is for oddly profound quotes in children's books. Spill accordingly. Stay curious, stay quirky, and I'll see you between the lines.